All right, guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull reporting here, and I want to start off by saying credit where credit is due. We're actually here to report on something that the city of Frederick is doing a very good job on. I am standing in front of a building that used to be a restaurant, but this building behind me has been vacant since 2001, and because of that, there have been a lot of things that have transpired, a lot of code violations and things like that that haven't fallen into the compliance with the rules and ordinances of the city of Frederick. So recently, as some of you might have heard, Mayor O'Connor came out and announced that the city of Frederick would be starting the receivership process for this building right here. He said that this was an effort as it relates to something that had been going on for years to try to bring this structure into compliance with the rules and regulations of the city of Frederick. However, the property owner would not be compliant. So if you guys are unfamiliar, what a receivership is they will file a petition for that. They already have done that in the District Court of Maryland for Frederick County. What they're going to do is they're going to ask the district court, take this estate, this piece of property right here, and they put it in the hands of somebody else for a numerous amount of purposes. So number one, that could be for the sale of the property. Number two, that could be for the demolition of the property. In this case, the city of Frederick is petitioning the district court to have this estate put into somebody else's hands for the purposes of having this estate sold behind me. And again, from what we know about the situation, there are 30 plus violations and citations that this building has been issued previously. So again, it is something, and some of those, I should state, are for leaking roofs, electrical issues, and just general disrepair. I also want to notate that in just one moment, we are going to bring you the mayoral briefing from Mike O'Connor when he actually addressed this. I want to be clear that this is a complete net positive for the community, because when you have a situation like this, it's not a matter about property rights or anything like that. It's a matter of protecting the community and not further harming the surrounding neighbors to this building. And that's always a positive thing. It's in stark contrast to the Frederick County Division of Planning and Permitting, where they sort of just let anything fly and anything go. We'll talk more about that later. But with that being said, let's take you to that mayoral briefing from April 9th, where you will hear the mayor of the city of Frederick explain the reasoning for why they filed that particular petition with the District Court of Maryland for Frederick County.
Earlier today, under my direction, our legal department filed a petition in the District Court of Maryland for Frederick County to initiate the receivership process for the property located at 123 and 125 North Market Street. The city enacted a receivership ordinance in 2013, recognizing the adverse effects of blighted structures on public safety and community welfare. Receivership is a legal remedy that, if successful, will allow the court to appoint a third party to rehabilitate, demolish, or sell a blighted property. Specifically, the city is asking the court to appoint a receiver to sell this property. This property, which last actively housed a restaurant, has stood vacant since 2001. Despite being a central piece of our downtown landscape, it has fallen into a state of blight, enduring over 2 decades of neglect. This neglect is evidenced by numerous code violations, including unsafe electrical conduits, leaking roofs, general disrepair. Our actions today are not sudden, and they are not taken lightly. This action is the culmination of years of effort to engage with the property owner to remedy its many documented issues. Despite issuing more than 30 notices of violation and more than 24 municipal infractions, the property remains vacant, unoccupiable, and therefore blighted. Despite our best efforts, lack of action from the owner has left us with no alternative. This property is a detriment to our community in its current condition, and we are compelled to take decisive action. Our residents have made clear that they do not want vacant and blighted properties in our city. So today, my administration is making clear that we will not tolerate absentee landlords who profit off neglecting their responsibilities and impacting their neighbors.